right, so I have always wanted to do like a little YouTube moment or like TikTok video moment. I never thought it was gonna be this sad. I thought it would be like makeup tutorials or like food blogs or like recipes. I like to experience with recipes or like organizing. Really big into like organizing, collecting things. But unfortunately, we're gonna switch gears. I was diagnosed with cancer October 9th. I didn't know how bad it was until October 15th. I went in October 3rd for just stomach pains, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. I was pretty consistent for 7 days after I ate a ceviche in a restaurant. So it was a Thursday night. I was home sleeping. I woke up at 1 a.m. My son woke up, my almost 2-year-old son. And I was just not feeling right. So I said to my boyfriend at the time, I am going to drive myself to the emergency room. And thank God I did, because after running a bunch of tests and everything coming back negative, they said, no, we have to do a CAT scan because it's very strange that you would be having diarrhea for 1 week with no sign of bacteria, no sign of a virus, no sign of the flu. And, you know, they ran a bunch of blood work. So they did the CAT scan on Friday. Friday, they found a tumor. They said it was about 4 by 6 big of a tumor. So they said we have to do our MRI to look closely into this because it could be cancerous. So they did the MRI on Saturday. So now I'm Thursday night in the hospital, Friday night in the hospital. So now Saturday, the MRI gets done. Or maybe the MRI got done on Friday and the results got read on Saturday. That's what I think. So Saturday, the doctor comes in and he sits there pretty serious. And he's like, hey, you have a tumor mass of some sort in your pancreas, gallbladder, and liver area. And we have to do a liver biopsy to make sure it's not cancer. So I'm just completely caught off guard because I'm like, cancer, like cancer doesn't even really run in my family. I've never really been hospitalized for anything besides my appendix being removed and then my cesarean for my son. So I'm like, okay, I just had my son 1.5 years ago. I'm 34 years old, so I highly doubt it's cancer. It's probably some mass or benign tumor, or, you know, people get polyps or cysts, right? So I'm just thinking, I'm being optimistic. So he tells me, yeah, you have to stay in the hospital. So I'm like, stay in the hospital? It's now Saturday. They said I had to stay in the hospital until Monday. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I stay in the hospital till Monday. Monday, they give me a liver biopsy. And then with the liver biopsy, 2 days later on Wednesday, I was at work. I saw the results come in on my chart and it said positive for adenocarcinoma. At that point, I didn't know what adenocarcinoma was, but when I Googled it, it was cancer. So I call a hospital and I'm like, can you explain these results to me? So they say I have adenocarcinoma, which is a form of cancer, and it's originating, they said, originally from my pancreas region or origin. So October 15th, I set up with Dana-Farber in Weymouth to meet with an oncologist. And he said based on what they're seeing, they had to do a PET scan. So the PET scan would show them if this spread and, you know, where exactly it came from. So they did the PET scan, and I was pretty hopeful before the PET scan that I was still in stage 1 or stage 2, because I didn't have symptoms. The diarrhea already went away. It was because of what I ate. It wasn't because of the cancer. Because if it was because of the cancer, I would have had like significant weight loss. I would have had jaundice. I would have had more severe pains than I was having. So I did the PET scans. I was pretty hopeful. And when the PET scans came back, they sent me for a second opinion to Dana-Farber in Boston. And that's when they told me I had stage 3 bile duct cancer, also known as cholangiocarcinoma, which is a rare form of aggressive cancer in the liver. And a lot of people don't survive once they're in the stage 3 or 4. You have a chance of survival if you go through curative surgery. Because curative surgery is to remove it. So yeah, so everything happened pretty quickly. I got this chemo port installed pretty quickly. You can probably see it. So they don't even, these steri strips have to come off. Basically, they draw blood and put in the chemo through there. I'm trying to do my makeup, so this is somewhat positive. I don't want this whole video to be like sad. I am trying to like, you know, maintain, have faith in God. Because God says the final say. The doctors just, you know, they just base this stuff off research. They're not God. So, and 34 years old, like, God ain't gonna give me my baby to take me from my son. So I'm hopeful that, you know, I have an army of people praying for me. I'm praying for me, my baby, my family. So I posted my God quotes on the wall so I can see them like every day. God got me. I actually have to remove these little this and this because they say it's like, you know, not, it's against God, but this is Jesus here. But so I'm trying to do my makeup so I can feel, you know, a little refreshed. Juju, what are you doing? Why you don't play with your toys? He's playing with my jewelry. How about that? Oh, I love smelling this. So good. I have like weird ADD when I'm getting ready and stuff. It's bad. Thank you.
Yay!
Yummy.